Are we sure? She's 6'3". Let's just take a look at this. This is her. She averaged 14.7 in college, 6.7 total rebounds, 2 assists. Interesting. And 2 of her seasons, actually 3 of her seasons, she grabbed 6.8 rebounds or more.
The Indiana Fever made a move that caught plenty of people off guard. Grace Van Slooten, an Oregon and Michigan State product standing at 6'3", has been brought onto the roster. Hell apparently did not need to freeze over, but the Fever went out and grabbed a genuine big. Not a 5, but a 4. And at least someone on this team can look down at the rim for once. Her college resume carries some weight. 7 boards and dished out 2 assists. 3 separate seasons saw her averaging 8+ rebounds, and she scored 15 points a game for 3 straight years.
Rebounds or more. She averaged 15 points 3 years in a row. So she's got some talent. She's got some size. She was averaging 4.3 points with the Seattle Storm and 1.5 rebounds. So, of course, immediately we're all thinking, all right, are you done now? Because I'm fine. If you want to go ahead and waive Demarius Dantis, do it.
That is not nothing. But the consensus reaction sits somewhere between genuine approval and cautious skepticism. The approval part is real. This franchise needed length badly, and Van Slooten provides exactly that. Interior scoring, offensive glass work, and defensive awareness are all things the Fever have been starving for up front. The skepticism, though, is earned. Fans have been calling for this exact type of addition for weeks, only to be dismissed as complainers.
Go ahead and waive Demarius Dantis, do it. Well, let's do that. And I can tell you right now, 6'3", and by the way, I actually love this move. Oh my God. The Fever did something I actually love. I love this move, but you are not done. You are not done. This is not the final move you're looking for. But with this front office, who knows? Who knows? And we'll get
trust, once burned, takes more than a single roster move to rebuild. The calls to release Demarius Dantis grew louder the moment Van Slooten's signing dropped. Whether that happens next is anyone's guess, but the fan pressure on that front is not going away. One thing worth noting, even with this addition, matchups against teams like the New York Liberty and Atlanta Dream still look daunting. The Liberty, in particular, carry a roster with size at nearly every position. 6'3" forward helps, but it does not close the gap entirely.
Who knows? Who knows? And we'll get to the Portland Fire situation because I don't know what's going on there, but I'm going to call them out. So a little reaction here. I bet Caitlin isn't playing tonight. Yikes. Some people were wondering, is Caitlin playing tonight? Okay, I like this. Grace Van Slooten, 6'3" forward, known for her interior scoring and effective offensive rebound.
Meanwhile, something strange is happening over at the Portland Fire. The expansion franchise, still finding its footing, appears to be actively blocking WNBA fans on social media. Fans who have had zero prior contact or interaction with the Portland account. Multiple people flagged this, noting they had never posted on the Fire's page, never tagged the team, never said a negative word about them, yet found themselves blocked anyway. The theory floating around is that Portland's social media team has been scanning other teams' fan bases and cutting off accounts they simply do not like the look of. For a brand new franchise trying to establish a presence and win over a broader audience, that is a strange strategy. Sports fans are vocal.
Offensive rebounding, strong defensive instincts. Did she go to South Carolina? You know, this is what the Fever's done to themselves. When it seems like you're in bed with a certain university and a certain coach, people are going to be smartasses to you. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. People don't.
They criticize. They argue. Every major league on the planet deals with that daily. And the ones that thrive do so by growing a thick enough skin to let the noise exist without panicking. The WNBA has entered a new era. Bigger contracts, bigger audiences, bigger scrutiny.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. People don't trust this front office and this coaching staff. Is what it is. They deserve it, every bit of it. Farkas cast. Yeah, we'll get to you in a minute, bud. Please. Thank you, Stephanie White. Yeah, we're all waiting on that one. I knew it. So Passat, really not game ready. Bummer. Well, Passat, she's still a 4. I believe she's 6'4".
That is what the league wanted. And that is what it now has. Bereaking fans who never engaged with the Portland account simply because of what team they support or what general opinions they hold does not project confidence. It projects a front office that is not quite ready for the spotlight it just stepped into. Van Sluten is a good pickup. Portland's social media department is a problem.
Still a 4. I believe she's 6'4". Interesting. You got a point. But we absolutely needed this body. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I support this improvement over bench. Okay, now Wave Dantas, she's bloody useless. Dantas catching some strays. Actually, not a problem with that. I quite like this move. Sneaky.
Both things can be true at once. The situation surrounding Caitlin Clark took an unexpected turn when the Indiana Fever a roster move that raised a few eyebrows. Clark had already been listed as probable for the upcoming game due to a back injury. So the team bringing in a fresh face right around that same window had people questioning whether she would actually step on the court. The Fever made it official through their X account, announcing the addition of rookie forward Grace Van Sluten on a rest-of-season deal. The announcement came with a full write-up confirming the details.
Problem with that. I quite like this move. Sneaky Pete, he's not having it. That don't fix anything. Fire Snow White. Why is she called Snow White? Yeah. Why is she called Snow White? Clowns in the front office conceded to the fan base when they saw the game attendance shrinking by the day. Y'all still need to be fired, by the way. Right there. I mean, people have...
Van Sluten, a 6'3" forward, had most recently been suiting up for the Storm after getting selected 39th overall in the 2026 W Draft, 5 rebounds per contest. Her college journey started at the University of Oregon before she moved over to Michigan State, where she second-team All-Big Ten recognition on 2 separate occasions. 6 points and 8 rebounds a night, 0.7 rebounds per game, as the squad brought home a gold medal.
And Sluten to a rest of the season contract out the gate. They got her the rest of the year. Van Sluten joins the Indiana Fever, having most recently played with the Storm, where she was drafted number 39 overall. The 2026 WNBA draft, appearing in the first 4 Storm games of the 2026 season, Van Sluten averaged 4.3 points per game, 1.5 rebounds per game. At the collegiate level, Van Sluten began her career at the University of Oregon before.
She will wear number 14 for Indiana. Fan response came in fast. A chunk of the comments pointed toward Damiris Dantas, who has faced serious criticism throughout the season. Many felt her re-signing was a questionable call from the start, and the arrival of Van Sluten only amplified those feelings. There was a widespread belief among supporters that bringing in another big body was exactly what the team needed, and this move was seen as the front office finally acknowledging what the fan base had been pushing for.
Career at the University of Oregon before transferring to Michigan State, where she earned second all Big Ten honors twice. Now, during her senior season, the 6'3" forward averaged 15.6.8 rebounds. Now, internationally, Van Sluten was a member of the United States 2025 FIBA World Basketball American Cup roster, averaging 5.6 points, 4.7 rebounds in that tournament. To help the USA win gold, she will wear.
One notable voice online, Evelyn DR, pointed out that this decision aligned with what head coach Mick D'Antoni had reportedly been calling for. The reaction across the board suggested that many followers of the team had seen this coming, with some even predicting Van Sluten specifically as the likely pickup. On the financial side of things, the contract carries just under $240,000 in cap impact on a prorated rookie minimum. After the signing was processed, the Fever were left with roughly $7,000 to $7,000 in remaining cap room, essentially tapping out their available space. The broader frustration, though, extends well beyond roster construction.
Number 14. So there she is. She is the latest member and a new player for the Indiana Fever. And now y'all know me, man. I got to quickly read these comments. Somebody said, okay, now Wave Johnson's, since she's bloody, useless. Awesome. Actually, not a problem with that. I quite like that move. Welcome to Indy, Grace. So Dantas has been under fire from the fans. People didn't like the sign.
A significant portion of the fan base continues to direct their displeasure at head coach Stephanie White. The argument being made is that no amount of personnel additions will move the needle if the coaching decisions remain the same. One specific example brought up repeatedly is the removal of the pick and roll between Clark and Aaliyah Boston, a combination that had been generating consistent results before White pulled it from the playbook entirely. Clark's injury situation still hangs over everything. The probable designation with a back issue is enough to keep supporters on edge, especially given how little the organization has communicated about the specifics of her condition.
Fans, people didn't like the signing when she was announced that she was going to come back this year, and people definitely felt as if them bringing in Bree Hall was almost like a pointless signing. They should have got another big. Maybe that might have helped them, but as of right now, to see them doing this is letting me know that they're hearing us fans out and they're doing the right thing. Now, y'all got to go check out this tweet from one of my favorite people on Twitter, Evelyn DR. She stated the Indiana Fever front office.
The calls for more transparency around her health status have grown louder. The Van Sluten signing draws genuine praise as a step in the right direction. The need for a dependable big had been flagged for weeks, and the team eventually moved to address it. Still, for a large segment of the Fever's following, the roster addition alone is not enough to quiet the noise. The demand for a coaching change sits at the center of the ongoing discontent, and until that conversation gets a resolution, the underlying tension around this team is not going anywhere.
thing. Now, y'all got to go check out this tweet from one of my favorite people on Twitter, Evelyn DR. She stated, the Indiana Fever front office finally listened to Mikdal Coots. This changes everything. Indiana signs Grace VanSlooten, 6'3" forward. Congratulations to everyone who picked number 10 and our guest of the game. Some of y'all know this front office a little too well. Yes, man. So going back to the other comments, man, somebody said they did the thing. Maybe the whining could settle down a little bit, at least until game time. Called it. I knew it would be VanSlooten or Anali Malley. Great pickup from the Fever. The Fever called us complainers, but they ended up doing exactly what we said because we were right all along. Dantas should have got waived. Dantas should get waived next for a better big. Yeah. Dantas has not been showing up and showing out for the Indiana Fever. Dantas has been a liability for the Indiana Fever. Dantas has been a liability. I think we all could agree on that. Why they signed her is beyond me. It is what it is. Now, Annie Kosobu wrote an article about this as well. She says the Fever has signed forward Grace VanSlooten to the rest of the season contract. The team announced this. She was drafted by the Storm, which we already went over that. And for them to quickly sign her to a rest of the year contract lets me know somebody's probably finna get the boot. I would assume somebody's probably finna get the boot. I would assume. Now, something everybody want to know about is cap space. So, shout out to Tony East, man. Just under $240,000 cap hit for VanSlooten on her rookie minimum deal. Prorated for signing today. Fever cap space is down to about 6.7 thousand. Now, I know a lot of people want to know what is happening with the cap space. So hopefully this right here could give us some clarity with it. So they have about, let's just